I've been remiss in my whole uh, what would it be? Maintenance. There's a big hole down there. It's almost filled in now. It's pretty interesting how that looks. Starting to have second thoughts about my ideas about what to do about these plants. You know, I thought the idea is just to leave them alone. See, if you just leave them alone right here, I mean, they're beautiful. Look how nice and big that grass is. But then you get over here and you start getting into weeds. Over here, this was pasture for cows, and there's hardly any weeds. It's beautiful pasture, beautiful grasses. Look at this. But my property is just freaking weeds. You know, over here it's nice. Over there it's real nice. So it has areas, but you can see all the little chips of glass that the ants brought over, ripping off my glass. What are you going to do? I was out for another walk today. I walked 3 miles today this morning. And then another 0.8 miles. Because I said, what am I doing going for another walk? I remembered about my saw, so I came back and covered that thing up. We've been getting so much rain. But it's okay. It's August 15th. How nice and green it is down there. Oh, well, anyway, this is about as good as the location's going to get right here. Look at that. That is a good morning sunrise right there. Isn't that something special? Well, freaking roosters. Oh yeah, when you live in the country, the distance between roosters would be great. Here, you got freaking dueling roosters. I mean, it's just fascinating. People just fascinate the shit out of me. How green it is here. This reminds me of when I was living in Scotland. I was born in Scotland. Parents moved here when I was wee tyke. Property over there, he plowed that under and then seeded it, so it's nice and green. Those are mulberries. Piccadilly berries, we call them here. Well, freaking roosters, man. You, honey, we're gonna get Well, we just made it. Now we're complete. We got 8 dogs, 2 horses, and 6 roosters. Ain't life grand? This is how good my hearing is. I heard that little bug going down that piece of metal. Isn't it interesting? That cloud formation right there. Where are all its friends? Well, it's funny as I was getting ready to do that, I heard this scratching. What the heck? It turned around, there was a little bug. Little stink bug. They call stink bugs. They put their back end up in the air, I guess, to emit some sort of stink or something if danger approaches. They're like little armor-plated insects. And they're cool. I've been around them a long time. If I see them in the house, I just pick them up, you know. They're like picking up a little rhinoceros or something, you know, and just throw them outside. Oh boy. Also, I was talking about the spiders. The spiders come in your house. They're more likely to come in your house when the weather starts getting cooler outside and they're looking for some place for warmth. And so that's something to think about whenever you're dealing with spiders. I don't know. There's not much going on here. A buddy of mine came out to visit yesterday, which is real nice. I don't get many visitors. He lives about, well, he had some stuff to do when he was out here, so that's why he came out to visit me. But when you live like, probably from his house to my house is probably, I'd say 50 miles. Because it's like 35 miles to the outskirts of the city, and then you cross the city, and then you go into another place, and that's probably got to be at least 15. Maybe more. 20 maybe. Yeah, probably 20. I don't know how far it is. It's a long ways. It was nice he came out. And then...
Avast virus database has been updated.
Thank you. That was, what was your name again? Mashika or some damn thing. I forgot her name. She changes her name all the time. What was her name? Svetlana. Thank you, Svetlana, for updating that for me. What a world. So, I don't like to touch my eyes. I got something in my eye. But I'm having a complete rethink. Not a complete rethink because, you know, of the weeds on my property. So, maybe next year I'll get a freaking weed whacker and I don't know what I'm going to do. But the pasture out on the south side of the house, the grass is really nice and beautiful, and my property is all freaking weeds, I guess because I don't cut them. I don't know what else it could be. I don't know what it is. I don't know. No idea. But anyway, I wanted to show you those clouds that were just kind of out there, big sky. Those clouds are pretty big, but compared to the sky, they're pretty small. I guess that makes them small unless you're Unless they're a big lead weight and they fall on your head, then they would be very big. Okay, I'll see you later. It's bright out. I'll show you this. This is something that I was received in the mail. This is some sort of dress thing. And it's just different fabrics. And it's got like gold. And then this one has got this thing over here. And it's just extraordinary stuff. It's got these little flecks of gold. It really is beautiful. And it's so bright out. I don't know, maybe it's so bright out you're not seeing it, but I keep my place pretty dark in the summertime because if you let a bunch of light in, then it's like you're living in a car in the parking lot at Walmart. You'll be frying in no time. Look how beautiful this fabric is. So this is quite extraordinary stuff. And I received, and this tells you how how you can wear it. It gives you these options, so you can. So it goes, it's very fascinating. And this person, thank you again for sending me this, sent me like 5 of them, and they're all different. They're really interesting. Looks like they sent me 4 of them. 1, 2, sent me 4 of them. So that's what I've done. I put them back in this box so that they don't get lost. This is what I've been working on. Making some shapes inside my kiln. And I've been working on that. This right here, this is all grade A. This is all grade A. And I've been working, you can see I have like buckets of this stuff. That's B, and this is now scrap B, scrap A, but that's B over there. And I've got, I have, I'd say 35 pounds, 40 pounds or something, gallons. These are gallons. These are 5-gallon things over there. There's 3 of them right there, and it goes all the way back to the end. So probably, I don't know how many. And then I've got a trash can over here. There's a trash can back there that's just freaking full as well. So, I mean, I have all that stuff. And so I've been working, got my kiln fixed. And so I've been working, not selling anything, but at least I'm back to work. And all of this drawer right here, you can see how many pieces are in there. There's all that, all this. These are all pieces that I produced off of my scrap, and that's just off of the scrap A. And then I got those other two drawers full, and that's the high quality scrap A. That right there is mostly, smaller pieces, because that's stuff that was from the process of making stuff that I would keep, and I would keep it as a way of having something for a rainy day kind of a thing, so that I would always have, and I would never, hold back those little pieces of scrap. I would always put them in a bucket because I knew that at some point I would need them, and so that point is now. So I have them, and you can see. Of course, I don't have the light on in here, but this is all high quality pieces. These are scrap pieces that I had, and so it's great. So anyway, I wanted to show you that cloth because I had a request for the cloth. I thought I did a video about that, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. But anyway, I'm continuing the process of doing what I'm doing, which is mainly drinking coffee and doing research. Okay, well, I'm Hella Rodney. Here at your command. If you want a video about any subject, just let me know. No, don't do that. I don't think so. Oh. I like that. Oh, this right here. I was doing some research on this necklace. Okay, and I've got a book here that one of my subscribers sent to me. And I wish that subscriber, if that subscriber would remind me that they're the one that sent it to me, so I can thank him again. That this right here these are cards. These are sample cards from people that used to manufacture beads. So they would have these cards, and they would take them and say, okay, these are the beads that we produce. Okay, so these beads were from the they're in the British Museum, trade beads acquired by the British Museum in 1865 from Moses Llewellyn, a London bead merchant whose import-export business operated from 1830 to 1913. Okay, so I think these beads are Venetian. Most of these beads, yeah, appear to be Venetian. So the beads in my necklace are probably from the 1800s. So some of the beads in that necklace I just showed you are right there, and it's really fascinating because the way that I got that necklace is because I'm a recycler. I am a recycler. Okay, so there's the necklace, and these are some of the beads that this one right here and that one are the beads that are on that card. So I went to take the trash out. This is at the place I used to live in when I lived in Albuquerque. I went to take out the trash, and there was a dumpster out in the back, so I put the trash in the dumpster, and what did I find in the dumpster? These I think it was 4 or maybe 5, I can't remember. These nice size, they were about that big. About that big. Tooled leather pieces of work that someone had used tools to imprint, like people that would make belts out of leather. They used tooling to make these images of these men, in poses, muscle man poses. They look like from the 60s Muscle Man magazine kind of a vibe. And I got those out of the dumpster. And so I had thought about what should I do with these. And so one day, there was a gay pride parade in Albuquerque. So I took them to the gay pride parade to show them to people. Say, hey, you like these? There was these two guys. This one guy bought one, sold it to him. He picked out the one that he liked best. And I got a pretty nice amount of money for that, which was good. And then the others I took to this guy who happens to be gay, who has an antique store. And he took the others. Now, prior to going in to see this guy at the antique store, there's another antique place, like a little consignment antique place, across the street from his place. And I went in there and I saw that necklace of African beads, trade beads. And I told him, I said, well, if I'm going to take this stuff next door, and if I sell it, I'm going to come back and buy this. I took it across the street. I sold it to the guy there. Sold all the others to the guy. And I went across the street and bought that necklace. So that's what you get whenever you check the trash and find something in the trash that's worth taking out. I'm Hella Rodney. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.